Persona 4, dancing all night.
Look alive, sunshine. You know what it is. I am your host, Shadowfang, here with another episode of Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Hope you guys have been having a lovely week. Anyway.
Persona 4, dancing all night.
Yes, we get it. Let's pick it up where we left off. If memory serves me correctly, yes, we just beat the fight. So, let's get into this. Irritation, which sums up my week. I'm kidding. Okay. Yes, proceed. I do apologize for the loud noises the other day.
Did that do it?
Maybe.
No.
I thought I nailed it, but I can't say I'm 100% confident. I pray in my heart as I run to Nozomi, freed from the monster standing on the stage with her head sagging.
Nozomi! Nozomi-san! I ran away. Again. Why am I always like this?
Nozo-chan, it's okay! You got what we were trying to tell you. That's all that matters.
Yay! I feel a rush of relief as Nozomi's words. Knowing that I got through to her makes me so happy. And to be honest, I'm touched. What I did, what I believed in wasn't wrong. But I can't let that show right now. Instead, I look at Nozomi and give her my biggest smile.
Yeah, no feeling down. I'm so glad you're safe. What more can I ask for?
Really? I'm horrible at talking to people. I'm always like this when I'm out of character.
That's how you are. And I think it's perfectly fine. You should be proud of it and tell everyone.
Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best.
Man, even bugs are louder than her. You sure she's gonna be okay? Huh? What?
You're mean. Scary.
What was that?
Kanji, why are you like that? Be nice to Nozomi.
That's right, Kanji-kun. Can't you see she's trying to change?
What? Wait, why am I being...
No excuses. Nozomi's trying her best, so work with her.
Oh, fine, whatever. Just shut up. So, well, keep at it, alright? I'm rooting for you.
Aww. Hearing that from Kanji, Nozomi's face lights up. Wow, she can make a face like that? If she always has that look, I'm sure she'll get tons of fans. And then, for some reason, Nozomi trots over to Kanji and looks straight into his eyes. Uh-oh.
I'll do my best. Thank you.
Oh, someone's in love! Oh, someone's crushing hard back.
Stop looking at me like that. So you're happy, I get it. That's enough, damn it!
Kanji's prickly reaction, his clumsy way of hiding embarrassment, imitates her again. She goes quiet, eyes meeting mine. Oh, Kanji, you can't talk to Nozomi like that.
Scary again.
No, no, no! Nozo-chan, let me give you a lecture on how a guy's heart works. Kanji is just embarrassed, that's all. It's hard to see past his crude demeanor, but he really does accept you. So there's absolutely no reason to be scared of him.
That's right. Kanji's pretty bad at expressing his feelings, too. He's such a handful.
Boy, that sounds familiar.
What? Shut up, you two!
Then, you like me?
Uh-oh.
What, huh?
You're embarrassed, right? So, I wondered if I was your type, and scary.
That was beyond jumping to conclusions. I'm not sure how to process this.
Me neither, but this is funny.
She really is something else when it comes to talking. That was a classic communication breakdown.
Oh yeah.
Hey, stop gawking and help me out. And you? The hell was that scary at the end? Doesn't make sense.
You've been poisoned as well.
Boy, I do not miss you whatso freaking ever. It's that voice. The sudden interruption puts an end to our cheery mood. We all ready ourselves, determined to stop it from doing anything else to Nozomi.
You're still here? I won't forgive you for putting Nozo-chan through all this.
Agreed.
There's no need to get so worked up. If you're not interested in a bond with us, that's fine. Do whatever you like.
Ugh, that punk just up and left again.
And let's see what's behind door number 4.
Whoa.
Again, right after the voice leaves, a curtain of light beams on the stage, and that familiar door appears. It's unmistakably the door to Takara Productions' dressing room.
It's like earlier with Sumomo. Does this connect to a dressing room too?
I say we should enter. I see no signs of shadows in the vicinity. As long as we stay on our guard, we should be all right.
I agree. I can go for a soda right about now. Or tea. We go through the door, Kanji leading the way. Just like we thought, it opens up into another dressing room place. No shadows detected. Who knows why? But these dressing rooms seem to be the only safe place in this world.
Okay, I'm sure now. This place has no trace of shadows, just like before.
I don't hear that creepy song either. I wonder why these rooms are so special.
Huh. So far this door's been showing up every time we save a girl.
Could they have been deliberately hidden from us until then? Or was there some other reason we were unable to detect them? Another possibility is that Sumomo-san and Nozomi-san's release caused the doors to come into existence somehow.
You mind putting all that in simpler words? What do you mean, some other and somehow?
If I knew, then I wouldn't be having trouble working out the details. I can't say for sure at this point.
As soon as Naoto-kun replies, I remembered something. It seems like everyone else reaches the same conclusion. We all glance towards the mirror at the makeup station.
What is this?
Uh-oh.
Another similarity with Sumomo-san's case. I want a bond. I want to connect their hearts with mine. But it's too late. There's nothing I can do now. I changed the lyrics to hide everything. I'm nothing but a liar. I should end it all.
Oh my.
God, just listening to it is putting my stomach in knots. The writer's even more stressed than last time.
Kanji-kun, have you noticed?
Huh?
The person who wrote these notes. Well, we've yet to confirm that this individual is human.
Now, John, what did you find? In simple, bear-friendly terms, por favor.
Content of this particular note. Bond. Connect. Do these sound familiar to you?
Wait, you don't mean...
We'd been hearing those words time and time again, ever since we came to this world. The one who kept mentioning bonds and connecting was...
all that stuff that voice has been saying.
Indeed. The content of this note matches up quite neatly to that voice's words.
Are you telling me that's who wrote these notes?
I have no definitive proof, but it certainly seems to be a possibility. And...
Our train of thought gets cut off abruptly when we hear a clap from the door. Shocked, I turn around, but what I see is an even bigger surprise. Oh, look who's here.
Whoa! Ochi?
Ochi? No, never mind. I'm glad to see you've rescued Nozomi as well. Which means that all 4 idols are now safe. I'm very grateful.
Senpai and the others finished up a long time ago, huh? Guess we still ain't on their level.
Excuse me, Miss Ochimi-san. Are you saying that you went to check on Senpai's group before you came here?
Yes, that's correct.
Correct my ass! We told you to stay in that room and you said understood.
More importantly, Ochi, is Momo-chan okay all by herself?
Sumomo is fine. Nothing happened in that room after you left, so I'm sure it's safe. She looked much better. I was more worried that you might be in a bind again. So, were you arguing whether to leave Nozomi here and move on, or stay with her?
Miss Ochimizu's words leave me totally speechless. Saying she's a woman of action would be an understatement. Jeez, is she afraid of anything?
I see. You make a valid point. Frankly, it would be great if someone watched over Nozomi-san. That'd allow us to move on without worries.
Then that's that. Everything clear, Nozomi?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, if you're done, why are you wasting your time here standing around? I don't know what's going on, but
God, she's so overbearing.
the sooner this idiocy ends, the better.
That constant coldness in her attitude really ticks me off. What's with her? There are nicer ways to say something like that, you know.
I agree. It's not like we got involved in this because we wanted to anyway. Please stay here with Nozomi. We'll go put an end to this.
Fine. I'm counting on you, Rise Fujikawa.
Oh, for once.
Ugh, what's with her attitude? She really gets on my nerves.
Likewise.
There's nothing for it. This is hardly an ideal situation for her either. We're having her do what she can to help. Please try to calm down, Rise-san.
Is Ochi always like that? I mean, not just her acting frosty, but she's in a strange world, and she doesn't think twice about wandering around. She's too fearless.
Fearless? More like reckless. She just looks down on everyone and says whatever she wants. If we hadn't come, she would have been in danger too, for crying out loud.
I don't know about that. I thought the shadows didn't attack her, yeah?
Now that you mention it, we were thrown off by her boldness, but if you think about it, that is quite strange. There must be some reason that the shadows don't attack her.
She's probably been here before and no one knows. It looks like Naoto-kun and the others are discussing something, but I'm way too irritated by Miss Ochimizu to care. I know I'm losing my cool, and honestly I think I know the real reason. After I decided to return to showbiz, I learned that Kanamine Kitchen's producer was the infamous Miss Ochimizu. Maybe without realizing, that pressure scared me. I'm not totally sure, but that's got to be the least part of it. Still.
Why should I care? If she doesn't get attacked, then good for her. Once we meet up with Senpai, let's hurry and get out of this stupid place. Can you guys go ahead and prepare to leave while I talk to Senpai? I'll be right back.
This isn't good. She's completely lost her cool. I believe it'd be best if we supported her.
I kinda see where she's coming from, though. Well, guess we'll back her up a bit.
Times like this are when friends come in handy. You can lean on me, Rise-chan.
After Rise's team left the dressing room, Nozomi sat completely still next to Ochimizu, who remained standing as if lost in thought.
Still dealing with that social anxiety?
Huh? Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm working on it.
I see.
Wow, she's got it bad. An awkward silence lingered between Ochimizu's severe expression and Nozomi's downcast face.
Can you perform at the festival?
I can. I'll do it.
I see.
If you don't mind, please check my LMB dance.
Sure. Go on.
Nozomi stood in front of Ochimizu, then began dancing with all of her might.
1, 2, 3.
I'm kinda nervous what she's gonna make a reference this time.
No, that isn't it. You're not getting it at all. Nozomi, you need to pour emotion into that final pose. Yes, like that of a man risking his life to prove his love.
Uh-oh. Really?
He leaps into a busy street as the woman, seized by the memories of her dead fiancé, watches in terror. A truck screeches, stopping inches away from him. He slowly turns to the woman and cries out, "I will not die!"
I don't understand that at all. Could you explain? I'm sorry.
She's so overbearing. Even after leaving the dressing room, I just can't shake my anger. I know I'm being childish, but that doesn't mean I can just shake it off.
Makes me so mad! Stupid Miss Ochimizu.
Rise-san, please calm down. If a leader loses control in front of their team, it could lower everyone's morale.
Uh-huh, that's right. And don't forget, I'm always on your side. Whenever it gets tough, you can jump into my arms and cry as much as you need to. My fur is yours.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get back on track. Well, now that we've saved Sumomo and Nozomi, let's go and meet up with Senpai and the others. They said they didn't encounter any major problems either.
That's very good news. Shall we head for the rendezvous point then?
We nod to each other and start walking forward when we notice Kanji scrunching up his face in effort and cocking his head. Huh? What's going on?
What's wrong? Is there a problem?
Nah, just thinking about something. You know how that rumor talks about the other side? That's here, yeah?
Do you mean the Love Meets Bonds festival rumor? Let me see. When you look at the website at midnight, an unfamiliar video plays. And in that video, you can see a dead idol dancing. And anyone who watches that video is taken to the other side, never to awaken again. I believe that about sums it up. Now, back to your question. From what we've experienced, yes, we believe that we're on the other side. Why?
Oh, we haven't run into much here. Just the idols we saved, that damn voice, and those weird-ass ribbon shadows. But the chumps who watched the video are taken here, right? Then, where the hell are they? Shouldn't we be saving them too?
You've got it wrong, Kanji. Those people are still in our world, never to awaken again.
From what I've gathered, the victims are left in a comatose state. I came across no reports of missing persons. There was an eyewitness account of a victim being pulled by something, but he was in a coma. Just like... No, wait. You're right. It is strange.
Now, Chan, what's wrong?
Kanji's question seems simple, but as she's replying, Naoto suddenly interrupts herself and goes quiet. I could feel the tension in the air. Did Kanji actually point out something serious?
Rise-san, do you remember the first time we came here?
Huh? Yeah. That video and the rumor actually popped up.
Then those ribbons ensnared us, pulling us into this world. Unlike the other victims, we didn't fall into a coma.
Yeah, that's true.
The next victims were the idols of Kanamine Kitchen. They apparently went missing, and we eventually found them all here. None of them fell into a coma, and neither did we. Just like our first time. That's why I missed it.
Missed what?
Are any of you familiar with the condition known as apathy syndrome? It appeared a few years ago around Tatsumi Port Island. Victims lost their sense of self, unable to even speak. I was researching it recently for the sake of another case. It seems the symptoms of apathy syndrome were, in actuality, the side effects of shadows leaving the human body.
Shadows leaving?
Yes, as we're all aware from personal experience, shadows and our hearts are closely linked. We came to face and accept our shadows, thus attaining the power of persona. But what about an average person? What would happen if their shadow was forcibly removed from them?
Are you saying
A coma.
that's what's causing the comas?
I'm almost positive that is the case. I was mistaken. I assumed there would be some degree of discrepancy between the rumor and the facts. But in truth, the rumor was accurate. We were the outliers, the special cases.
That makes sense. Although I'm not a professional at this sort of thing.
Most likely, our control over our shadows was what kept us from falling victim.
So if I'm comprehending this right, the more they win battles, those shadows actually go back to their original bodies. That makes sense. Which means every person who fell victim and went into a comatose state would eventually return back to their normal selves, waking up from the coma. At least that's what I'm comprehending. I could be wrong.
Wait, then what about those kitchen girls? They were acting normal in here like us. Are you saying they use personas?
Not likely.
They would also be considered special cases. Recall what that voice said. Both Sumomo-san and Nozomi-san were shocked when that voice brought up their most private information. It would be natural to think that the voice knew them from the start and pulled them in here deliberately. In addition, when Rise-san, Senpai, and I were pulled in here, It was around midnight, but for them, it must have happened earlier, between our initial meeting and the time they were reported missing, meaning their case does not meet the rumor's condition of being pulled in at midnight.
But how come they're so special?
That would be because they are the main guests of this midnight stage.
Without them, then LMB would probably fall into a bit of a chaos state.
Main guests?
That voice called this place the midnight stage, did it not? Naturally. A stage exists for the sake of the performer using it, and the audience watching it. The 4 members of Kaname Kitchen were summoned here for a purpose, to fill the role of performers for these stages. Rise-san, I suspect the same was true for you.
What? Me?
I said we were pulled in around midnight, but that and watching the video at that time were merely coincidence. The fact that stages were ready for both you and the idols of Kaname Kitchen is—
Hold on a sec! So does that mean this world was made just for Rise-chan and Kaname Kitchen?
Someone setting them up, which was the original theory from the start.
And if they're the performers, are the shadows the audience? Where did those guys come from, though?
Exactly. Do you recall how that voice talked about shadows coming to this world looking for bonds? And I'm sure we all wondered why we seem to be able to communicate our feelings to these shadows. There is but one explanation to it all. Suppose that, like the times we each faced our own shadows, these shadows too are entities which share a close connection with the human heart.
Hey, you trying to say that they're
They're the shadows of people who saw the video on the LMB site and fell into a coma?
So that's what it means to get taken?
Yes. However, judging from the fact that some saw the video yet remained conscious, we can conclude there is some method to the selection of those that were taken here.
Now I see why those shadows felt different from the ones I know.
Just as I'm recovering from having a bomb like that dropped on us, even though it puts us closer to the truth behind this case, I feel a sudden dread, alarm bells going off in my head. The LMB site is still up on the web for anyone to access. If everyone who sees it has their shadows ripped out and thrown into this world.
Guys, this is not good. As long as there are people who try that rumor out, this world will keep being flooded with their shadows. That means...
And the earthquake.
What is this? An earthquake?
What's going on? Whoa! Everything's all shaky!
It
Let's
stopped.
hurry. Something might have happened. We need to join Senpai and the others, fast.
Pronto! Oh man, things are getting heavy. Why are we going up here? Oh. Kaname left behind. This is actually pretty cool. We get the...
Let's go, everyone.
Oh, okay. Miss Ochimizu gets pulled in, and Yusan and his friends jump into the plasma as if they're chasing after her. About half of the people who were here just a moment ago vanished in an instant. What had just happened? I don't even know what the heck's going on here. All I can do is stand dumbfounded in place.
Huh? Rise-senpai? Yusan? Miss Uchimizu?
Whoa.
What's wrong, Kanami-chan? You seem flustered.
Inoue-san wasn't here a moment ago, but he seemed to have noticed something weird in the studio. He comes over to me quickly, but he still looks pretty consumed. When he sees I'm alone, Inoue-san takes a look around before giving a little sigh.
Huh? Where's Miss Ochimizu? Oh dear, and she said she would look after Kanami-chan while I was taking a call.
Inoue-san, this is terrible. I mean, this is really bad!
What do you mean?
I do my best to explain what happened to Inoue, who's tilting his head dubiously. But As I'm explaining things and sorting out what happened in my head, I get the feeling there's no way he'd believe me.
Ribbons? That's what took Miss Ochimizu, Rise-chan, and the others?
I'm telling the truth. It really happened, didn't it?
Trying to get him to believe me, I turned to the cameraman for support. They should have seen everything that happened. The cameraman nodded, still taken aback. But Inoue just smiles at them in response.
I'm gonna have Konami-chan take a break, if that's alright. Odd. Miss Ochimizu isn't picking up.
It really happened. I mean, I saw with my own eyes.
I know. I'll manage somehow, so don't worry too much about it, Konami-chan.
Wow.
I just needed to confirm the password on the documents. Miss Ochimizu said it, and it's 4 digits, so I have an idea what it might be.
It's no use. He's not listening to me. Inoue's tone is calm as always, and I doubt he's believing anything I said.
Inoue-san.
This is tricky, though. We already can't reach the Kanamin Kitchen girls, and now add Miss Ochimizu to the list. This is just gonna end up adding more fuel to that rumor.
What rumor?
Oh, haven't you heard? There's been a rumor going around about the LMB website. It's absurd, but supposedly if you visit the LMB website at midnight, it plays a cursed video. They say people who watch it get taken away to the other side and never wake up again.
A cursed video?
It's been good for the website's hits, and interest is certainly up as a result. But considering the details of the rumor, it's hard to be too happy about that.
Other side?
I don't know why, but my head suddenly feels all hazy, and I end up zoning out. Seeing me react, Inoue nods like he just reached a decision on something, and
You
sighs.
seem a bit drained, Konami-chan. You're free to take the rest of the day off.
Huh?
Things could get complicated in light of these events, so leave things to me. I'll adjust your schedule and contact you with the changes later. So if you're not feeling well, try to rest up for now.
But I have a magazine interview after this.
We'll have to cancel it. We don't have the whole group together after all.
Inoue's words make me remember. Right, Tamamin and the others are still gone. Though it makes me a little sad, I quickly realize now is not the time to get all wrapped up in that.
But Inoue-san, we gotta look for Miss Ochimizu and the others.
Konami-chan.
Okay, I understand.
I'll check in with you later, so make sure you get some rest.
Excuse me.
Something's not right. He's totally kicking this and sweeping this under the rug. It only takes a few minutes to get from the studio to the dressing room, but this time the trip feels melancholic and far away. I pressed the issue one last time before I left, but all he told me was that he'd do something about it. I was forced to back down. It was like I was being shooed away. Maybe I'm too timid. Rise told me the same just yesterday. I can't keep being like this.
Oh, I'm positive Inoue-san doesn't believe me. What happened a minute ago? I hope Miss Ochimizu and the others are okay. What should I do? What am I supposed to do? The police? Oh, no use. They'll never believe me. The agency. Wait, that's Inoue-san, so that's no good. Oh, the PR team. Yeah, no. They just end up hating me.
All's lost. Completely forsaken. A total retreat. The shutdowns keep piling up in my head as I droop my shoulders in defeat.
Oh, seriously? What do? I guess I should change for now. Oh, I just have to think about it on the way home. Oh, this costume's so tight in the chest. Have I gained weight? Nah, no way. I can't sit myself up and back anymore either. Even the buttons seem like they're gonna pop off. It's finally off.
Guess it's a good thing they blacked it out. That's right, the teen idol Kanamin is just a disguise to hide myself from the world. this is the real me. What is the real me? Nothing special in particular, I guess. I'm just an ordinary girl.
Plain clothes are plain great.
Damn it, where'd he go? The cops! Call the police! Oh, this is no good at all. We gotta hurry and find him!
Oh great, you know he's gone too now?
Huh. The police? Are they shooting a movie?
Oh god. As I'm wondering what all the fuss is in the hallway is, the dressing room door suddenly opens. Even Inoue knocks before entering, so I have no idea who would be barging in like this. The man who comes into the room is out of breath and darting his eyes around shiftily. I don't recognize him at all.
Who are you? Do you have the wrong room?
Where's Kanamine?
She's...
I'm talking about Kanami Master, the one who signed with Takara Productions. Who the hell are you? Why are you here?
Me? Well,
Uh-oh. The stranger grabs my arm and glares at me with a scary expression. Something's not right about this person. Now that I look closer, he's gripping something in his right hand that looks like a knife. Am I in a pretty dangerous situation right now?
I need Kanami's blood to lift the curse.
The hell?
I accidentally saw that video. Without her blood, I'll be taken.
curse? You don't want blood. You really don't.
Kanami-chan, are you alright?
Kanami-san, is everything okay?
The door slams open and the staff comes pouring in. Looks like everyone was worried about me. Sorry, but thanks too. I silently thank everyone who came to help, even all frozen stiff and being used as a shield by the man behind me.
Not so much.
Don't come any closer. I'm serious. There's no way I'm letting some dead idol kill me.
Dead idol?
He's not picking up. Now what?
Jeez, Dad. You should have asked him where he was going to be.
Well, yeah, but... Huh?
Oh, look who decided to show up. An intense-looking man passes by the door. He looks like a dad, and my eyes meet his just for a second. The man furrows his brow. Seeing what's going on, his expression goes a little scary as he slowly walks into the dressing room. Who is he? I don't know this man either.
Look, just bring Kanamine here. If you don't, I'll...
Don't even think about it.
Hey!
You! This ain't stage, pal. I'll do it, I swear. If I'm doomed to die from some video, then I'm gonna...
Gotcha down, mother sucker!
I said don't even think about it. I took vacation days to come out here. Don't make me do this crap.
It happened in a flash. I blinked and suddenly the man using me as a shield was pinned down on the ground. Wow. I don't know what's going on, but this gallant hero from out of nowhere just saved me from a real crisis. That's when I hear Inoue's footsteps. He appears in the doorway, startled by the sight in front of him.
Kanami-chan, are you okay?
No thanks to you.
Dojima-san.
Don't worry about him. This guy won't be causing any more trouble, right?
Yes.
This gallant hero, Dojima, keeps barking out instructions to the others around the room like it was totally natural for him to do. That aside, who is he? All I know is that he's a pretty impressive person.
Sorry, but can you call the cops? I'm sure a couple of guys would be enough to keep this one in line.
Right away. I'm sorry, Dojima-san. I'll go with them. I'll be back soon. But can I ask you to look after her in the meantime?
Sure. I wouldn't know my way around here anyway, so go do your thing.
Thank you for your help. Kanami-chan, I'll drive you home later, so stay here. Don't worry, this man is Yu-kun's uncle.
He is? Oh, okay.
That was tense for me.
That was so scary. Wow, that was so weird.
Whew. You, huh? That does sound familiar, so I think for a moment who it could be. Oh, but before that, I need to thank him.
Thank you very much.
Don't worry about it. That must have really shaken you. You're safe now. The city's no less dangerous than it always was, but I didn't think I'd stumble across a disturbance this fast.
Oh no, it's partly my fault for being absent-minded all the time. I'm gonna get it from Inoue-san again. Wait a sec! You're Yusan's uncle?
Yeah. I'm Ryotaro Dojima, and this is my daughter, Nanako.
Oops.
Golly, Yusan's uncle sure is tough. Oh, I'm Konami Mashita. Pleased to meet you.
Mashita? I've heard that name somewhere. Come on, Nanako, say hello.
I'm Nanako Dojima. Are you Kanamine? Wow, you're so cute, Nanako-chan. Wait, huh? Yes, that's right. You know who Kanamine is. It really is Kanamine. Dad, it's Kanamine.
Kanamine. I do remember an event at the Inaba police station with some honorary chief that got cancelled. Then does that mean you're a celebrity or some such?
Yup. Even if I don't look like it, I'm an idol. But why was the police station event cancelled? Sorry, I can't remember now. But, so you're from Inaba, Dojima-san? My dad's a police detective. Whoa! A police officer? No wonder he's so strong. Oh, he's Yusan's uncle and a detective. He might actually listen to me.
There's no need to be all nervous. Just do what you want until that Inoue guy gets back.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Wow. Now that Inoue-san and the staff have left, this dressing room has finally settled down again. Now it's just my rescuer Dojima, his daughter Nanako, and me left here. This is my chance. Now may be the only opportunity to bring up what happened to you and Miss Ochimizu and the others.
Dojima-san, can I ask you about something that might sound really weird?
Sure. What is it?
Seeing that he's willing to hear me out, I explain as best I can about the insane incident I saw earlier. I don't know if he'll believe me or not. Even I know that it all sounds ridiculous, but this is all I can do right now.
And then? You, his friends, and this woman Ochimizu got snatched away by this ribbon thing?
I'm telling the truth. Also, I don't know if it's related or not, but Sumamine and the others are missing too.
Sumamine?
She's in my group. We lost contact with all 4 of them yesterday.
I'm not doubting what you're telling me, but the details are a little...
I know. But still...
Under normal circumstances, I'd tell you to go to the local police, but I can tell that's not easy for someone so high profile. Anyway, the police won't take any serious action just because someone's been missing for a day or two. And again, I haven't been able to reach my nephew. It also concerns me that Yu hasn't contacted me at all when he knew we'd arrive today.
It's no good. Now that I think about it, Dojima is a detective too. He's part of the police, so he might not listen to such an outrageous story. I feel so frustrated and my own powerlessness for getting all worked up at nothing. And now I might have told the wrong person. I can't help but to groan in frustration.
Aww. Dad, you're not going to help Kanamine?
Looks like there's a lot in this world that I just don't understand. Do you have any leads?
Huh?
I'm asking if you have any leads I can work off to investigate this. I can't help you if we have nothing to go on.
Oh, you mean clues, right?
Dear Lord, I was so desperate to have him believe me about what happened to them that I didn't think about what happens next. I gotta stop relying on other people for everything. Come on, I need to remember something that might be a clue.
Oh, the cursed video. A cursed video plays at midnight on the Love Meets Bonds Festival website. They say if you watch it, you never wake up again.
A video? Huh. That guy from before was yelling something about a video.
Yeah, he said that he was afraid of getting killed by a dead idol.
How in the world would a dead person kill anyone? Well, anyway, I'll look around here and see what I can turn up. At least until I hear from you. If they really have gone missing, I'll file a report with the police. I'm sorry, but if it comes to that, we'll need to take your statement.
Of course! I'll do anything to help out. Well then,
I reach towards my pocketbook on the desk. I'm a little scatterbrained, so I make a habit of writing down important stuff in my favorite pocketbook. That's why I was going to look at it, but then I actually remembered my schedule for tomorrow. Alright, go me.
That's right. I'm free in the morning tomorrow, so I just have to help look into this.
Then I'll just have to help look too.
Harry and Nanako agree with me. I crouched down a little to give her a high five. I feel bad for Dojima since he's here on vacation, but I'm so relieved to have someone so reliable giving me a hand. I gotta do my best to help him out tomorrow.
Sheesh. You're treating this like some kid's game. Anyway, that kid better not be sticking his head into any nasty business again.
Oh, you're not far from it, dude. After I said goodbye to Dojima and Nanako, Inoue drove me home, and I did some quick shopping at a nearby store. I had to deal with a lot of stuff today, both normal and weird, but I'm finally back in my safe haven, my comfy old home.
I'm back! Although there's no one to greet here. It'd actually be a big problem if there was someone else here. Oh, my pea sprout friends are growing nicely. I bet they'll be ready to harvest again soon. I watered the good old daikon radishes just yesterday, so they're still good to go. I'm pooped. Too much going on lately, but I got Dojima-san's number, and I've reviewed my schedule for tomorrow, so, yep, I'm all set. Sumomine, Tomamine, Tomamine, Rosamine. I wonder if they're all okay. Wish I'd gotten to know you all better. Where did you go?
It's true, we belong to the same agency and the same group, but since I'm so busy, I didn't get many chances to open up to them. I mean, when I had time, I'd listen to everyone's problems and they'd tell me tons of stuff too. It's not like I didn't try to become friends with them. Still, after seeing true friends like you and his group, I wondered if I really made an effort with my relationships and my confidence drains away.
Nope, I've got no time to be bummed out about this. Let's see what's up online. Let's try video, idol, and I guess curse too. Holy moly, it's got this many hits? Damn! Huh? Wait a minute. I knew it. A bunch of these are specifically about the festival. Ugh!
Uh-oh.
My poor head's hurting. Maybe I caught a cold. Ugh, I'm so tired now that I'm back home.
Uh-oh.
Was I asleep? Sorry, Mizochimizu.
I wake up to music playing from the computer in front of me and try to remember what I was doing. My head is all fuzzy. Oh yeah, I was going to check out that rumor and I fell asleep. Huh? But isn't this music?
This is the LMB website. Did I open this?
Oh dear.